Hello YouTube! Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting in a Fan. And yes, believe it or not, the fan is on. Probably because it's very warm in the apartment because of all these beautiful candles around me. Okay, so the time is approximately 7:17 p.m. Eastern Time, and the date is Wednesday, December 11th, 2019. Now, according to my beautiful copy of Llewellyn's 2019 Daily Planetary Guide, if you live in the Pacific Coast, it's the night of the full moon. If you live in the Eastern Coast, it's the night before the full moon. I live in New Jersey, which is a mid-Atlantic state, but it's the Eastern time zone of the United States, so for me, tonight is the night before the full moon. I think I've mentioned this previously, but for me, the night before the full moon has more power and energy. It has more magical oomph. Oh, pardon me. I almost forgot. The sun is in Sagittarius, and the moon is waxing in Gemini. So, a few things. So this is my, oh, I almost forgot. Let me acknowledge my 3 newest YouTube channel subscribers. They are Michael Hemingway, Trisha Waffler, and Buddy Steele. And I have it on good authority, namely him, that it's pronounced Buddy. It looks like it's pronounced Booty, like B-U-D-I, but it's Buddy. Okay. With that being said, so this is the official talking about November 2019 events, and I wanted to talk about everything that I did last month. Beginning with Friday, November 1st. That is a Friday. Yes, it is. Friday, November 1st, I had the honor and pleasure of being accompanied by my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos to a special event. There's a local politician in my area who I willingly and happily vote for, or rather for whom I willingly and happily vote. And usually twice, sometimes 3 times in the same calendar year, he will have a thank you party. And it has been my experience that when he has them at the Grey Cliff in Moonachie, New Jersey, they're fabulous. I mean, really, they are fabulous. And it's funny because, you know, one thing that I've said is that since June through September, it seems like a lot of people have been going through slow paseos. Paseo is the Spanish word for walk, so slow walks, taking things slow, taking things nice and slow and easy. And now from October through December, it's the learning curve period. So interestingly enough, my awesome audiovisual person and I have had learning curves with regards to going to these events. They officially begin at 7 p.m., but we have learned that we need to arrive earlier. My awesome audiovisual person, there is a cat who wants to climb in the vicinity of the Yule tree. Durga, by the way. Bast is on top of the computer table, the small computer table, and now Durga's off. Okay, so we had a fantastic time. I personally love the Grey Cliff. The service is fantastic, the food is wonderful, and the location is just gorgeous, inside and outside. Had a great time. I am always happy to go to the Grey Cliff. I'm always happy to attend these thank you parties. There's no shortage of food, there's no shortage of beverages, and it's one of those occasions when I remember why some people just have to have that alcohol. You know, the drinking kind, not the, you know, the rubbing kind. Speaking of drinking, my awesome audiovisual person and I are having a cup each of Bromley's Estate Tea, which is super delicious. I'm having mine, he's having his just with honey. I'm having mine with a combination of milk and heavy cream, and a combination of dark brown sugar and golden sugar. And let me tell you, we know how to make tea at La Casa de Roberto, formerly known as Chejobea. Of course, Buddy Steele knows all too well that we know how to make café. Don't we now? Anyway, so going forward, Friday, November 1st was also the first day of my pulling tarot and oracle cards for the day. And I've decided, I only missed a few days between between November 1st and Thanksgiving, but I've come to realize that it really works better for me to do it on a Monday morning. So part of me wants to begin this in December, the other part of me wants to begin this in January. We'll see which one happens. I want to go and pull a tarot and oracle card combination for the week. And I might just do that this coming Sunday. But in the meantime, going forward in November 2019, so let's see what else. So the very first, unless there's a major holiday, as most of you know, the great goddess circles are the first Monday of every month. And we actually did not have one on Monday, November 4th, 2019. It's been strange. No, it hasn't been strange. My schedule has been so abundantly full between being a professional psychic and my side position of employment that I have not made the time to announce things like I normally do. And it's been interesting because I'm usually on top of those things. But now I've come to realize a new learning curve in that I need to create a schedule and a to-do list with regards to making those things happen more effectively how I normally do. And there is a possibility that this is how the goddess wants it. So, but those individuals whose registrations were transferred from September, they already have their video for the Great Goddess Circle of November 2019. It was beautiful, if I do say so myself. Anyway, going forward in the calendar. So from Saturday, November 9th through Sunday, November 10th, 2019, I had the honor and pleasure of giving readings at Notions and Potions. I had a wonderful time. I don't remember all the details, but I do remember being happy that I was there and being happy with the number of readings. I don't usually keep track of the number of readings that I give. I'm always happy when I lose track, and I seem to recall losing track of how many readings I conducted on both Saturday, November 9th and Sunday, November 10th, 2019. That makes me very, very happy. And then, going forward in the calendar, I remember going to a cultural event, but I haven't gotten to that yet, I don't think. Okay. Moving forward. Oh, very important. Thursday, November 14th, 2019, I had my very first business dinner with my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos. One would think that we don't need to have a business dinner, but you know what? It made me happy because he spends a lot of time here, as most of you know. And the fact of the matter is that it's very easy for us to, like, you know, have a meal, share a beverage, share a dessert, and then get caught up in what we're watching on the internet. And this is my home, as well as my recording studio. So, you know, when I'm here and when he's here, we have certain routines. And, you know, I vaguely remember saying that years ago that the difference between ritual and routine is mindfulness. And I am all about mindfulness. I am all about reminding people to be mindful. I am all about reminding people to be mindful no matter how many goddamn motherfucking times I need to remind your dirty ass to be motherfucking mindful. You get the idea, right? Right. So, yeah. It was a good business dinner, if I do say so myself. It, interestingly enough, brought a few things to light that neither he nor I realized needed to be addressed, which was very important on many different levels. And then on Friday, November 15th, I had the honor and pleasure of attending another cultural event. Yes, I'm so excited. I was unable to attend so many cultural events this year as I normally would. So any opportunity that I've had to attend a cultural event, especially since August of this year, I've milked it for all it's worth. And my awesome audiovisual person knows all too well how many cultural events I was unable to attend between January and July of this year. So I really, no, well, actually between between January and June specifically, but really between January and August of this year, there were so many wonderful cultural events that I was unable to attend. So this one was at the Musto Cultural Center in Union City, New Jersey, called Puertas Abiertas, or Open Doors. And it was wonderful. I was so happy. I was thrilled. I even had some wine. I have become a wine drinker, a lot more than I remember going to Grove Argentum Samhain Rite this year, and I had 4 glasses of wine. 4. Which means that in one night I had more wine than from January 1st through October 26th, 2019. That's a lot. For me to drink 4 glasses of wine and for me to willingly drink white wine, that's a lot. But no, I have not become a drunk or a lush or a bum. Hard to believe. Actually, no, I stand corrected. That is easy to believe. But I have come to appreciate wine so much more than I ever thought I would. And I have so much more reverence for the wine drinkers in my life. Namely, the Nicole Tomasini and the priestess of Grove Argentum. So I am so thrilled that they absolutely have introduced me to the wonders of wine. Although, truly, Nicole Tomasini introduced me to more wines, and it's because of her that I have developed this love affair with Prosecco. If you have not had Prosecco, and if you can drink alcohol, because some people cannot drink alcohol for a variety of reasons, but if you can drink alcohol, and if you do drink alcohol, I cannot over-recommend the queen of sparkling Italian wines, Prosecco. So I had a fantastic time, and I discovered that is the opening night of Puertas Abiertas. They actually conclude 2 days. Actually, it's Friday, January 10th, 2020. And I already have it in my calendar. I was told by the muse, who's also the wife of one of the artists, that it's going to be a grander affair. And it will be a lovely birthday gift for myself, too. Anyway, so that was Friday, November 15th, and then of course on Saturday, November 16th, I continued my weekend of attending cultural events by going to a place that I've known about for at least 2 or 3 years. It's called the Caribbean Cultural Center African Diaspora Institute. I always thought it was Diaspora, but anyway, or CCC-ADI for short. And they had this amazing event called The Color of Power. Heroes, Sheroes, and their creators. It was an amazing exhibit. It was free, which blew my mind because really, they could have easily gotten away with charging anywhere from $10 to $25 for that event. That it was free was a major money miracle for me, and it gave me the opportunity to spend time in an area of Manhattan that I had not been to in more than a decade, and namely Harlem. And I was so happy to be back in Harlem. I was just like, so thrilled. The event was exquisite. And it was funny because I remember I recently began watching Wonder Woman, the television series, again. And I remember seeing a black and white sketch of La Borinqueña next to Superman, like standing side by side with him. And then I turned to my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos and I said, wouldn't it be cool if La Borinqueña was fighting crime with Wonder Woman? And he's like, that's all he did. He just did this. And then I looked to where his hand was directed, and sure enough, next to that black and white sketch of La Borinqueña and Superman, was La Borinqueña and Wonder Woman. I was like, I can't make this stuff up. I blew up my Instagram account with photographs of the event, and I didn't even post all of them, by the way. I like to save one or two, you know, for posterity's sake. Oh, but I had a fantastic time. I was not able to stay the entire event. Quite frankly, they didn't have chairs available, which is fine. But I definitely was wearing a beautiful pair of boots that had gel comfort insoles, but my feet were like, you gotta go, sit down. So I had a pizza in the area, and then I sat down on the train ride back to Port Authority and back to home. But I had a fantastic time, I really did. And then on Sunday, November 17th, 2019, I had the honor and pleasure of going to one of my favorite cultural events at Yolanda Land, which is what I call any event that stars Reverend Yolanda. And it was at Don't Tell Mama, which is probably one of the oldest cabaret bars in Manhattan in New York City. And every time I spend time with Reverend Yolanda, I'm always at my happiest. So, you know, anyway. So that was my weekend of cultural events. And then, let's see, what else did I do? Well, interestingly enough, on Monday, November 11th, I almost forgot this one, my awesome audiovisual person and I developed a new friendship with a really cool guy named Will. I've mentioned him in one of my previous videos, but Will is a major blessing in my life, and he's become a major blessing in my awesome audiovisual person's life as well. And I'll leave it at that. Because I could say more and more and more, but, you know, I want to keep this video as short and sweet as possible. So anyway, let's see, we had that. Oh, yeah, I already talked about the business dinner. Okay. And then, let's see. Oh, and on Thanksgiving, I got together with an acquaintance of mine who was hosting his very first Thanksgiving dinner, and my awesome audiovisual person accompanied me, and it was beautiful in the sense that I was happy to help this person with everything he needed help with. Although I must have... Hello, Durga. Oh, Durga, hello. That was cute. I'm glad that she did get off, only because one of her claws was right here. So it kind of like was a little in, but I'm okay. So what happened was that I definitely enjoyed helping my friend. I wanted to wring his neck every time I asked him how I can help him, and he would say, I don't know. I'm like, my friend, I want to help you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to keep you calm. If I need to keep calm, I'm going to wrap my hands around your neck and wring your neck. And believe me, honestly, I really like the guy. I really do. But I was just like, I'm going to wring his neck. And it was the one time in my life that I wanted to have 2 Valium pills, followed by 3 olive martinis. I really came close to wringing his neck. So if you ever invite me to your home for Thanksgiving and I'm there to help you, you need to make sure that you know exactly how you want me to help you. Because if you don't, I might help my hands around your neck and wring your neck. And I'm like, oh, that's why I usually don't leave my apartment for Thanksgiving. I forgot. All that being said, I enjoyed November 2019. I enjoyed all the events of November 2019. And I look forward to the Talking About December 2019 events video. But in the meantime, I wish all of you many blessings, the happiest of holidays, peace, health, and plenty, wealth, health, and success, love, light, and life, and lavish, loving, and luscious, and beautiful surprises from the great goddess and the universe. And good night.